Hi everyone, it's Donna Stellhorn, and I'm so happy you guys came back and are checking out my channel. I really appreciate it. Today I want to talk to you about Chinese Astrology 2019, Year of the Earth Pig, and what it means for each of the 12 signs. And by the way, if you haven't already, if you could subscribe to this channel, that would be fantastic. I am getting very close to 2,000 subscribers, so very excited. I know I don't post that often. I'm going to try and post more often, but anyway, it really helps me out. And also, I do write a book on this Chinese astrology every year, but I like to give you guys a heads up before the book comes out about what is up for the next year. And I've been doing this for a couple of years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put timestamps in the description box for each sign, so you can skip ahead to your sign or to your loved one's signs and all of that. So anyway, let's get started. So we're going to start with the sign of Rat. And as I said, this is the year of the Earth Pig. So those of you who are born in the sign of Rat, this means that you are 1 year away from your big year. So it means that in 2020, you are going to have your Jupiter return and you're going to start your new 12-year cycle. So this means you're at the very end of your 12-year cycle. So what that means is basically you have 1 year left to be working on things that you've been working on maybe for the last 11 years. So let's say you've been working on your career and things are going well. This is the year that you're going to capitalize on that. That means you take it to the next level. But if things are not going well, this is a year where you start to think about, well, what do you want different? Because lots and lots of new opportunities are going to come in 2020, and you want to be ready for those. So do you need more education? Do you need to let go of some things from the past? Do you need to, reach out to people and try some new things? So you want to look at what you can do this year to basically finish up the energies. Oops, sorry about that. You want to finish up those energies. If I like to give that metaphor about the farmer as though, instead of 1 year, he's farming for a 12-year period. This would be that last year where you're doing your seed saving. So that means it's the dead of winter for you. You're snuggled in your cabin. You have your supplies that you're consuming, and you're planning for the future. And so a lot of the things that you might try to do that are brand new may not get off the ground, but you're ready to plant those seeds. So like a farmer might, even when it's winter time, might get out little trays and plant little individual seeds and put them in the window and keep them warm. So you can start those little tiny sprouts, but there's not going to be a lot for the farmer to consume. He's mostly consuming the things that he's saved over the last 2 or 3 years. Remember, it's a 12-year cycle. Over the 2 or 3 years that he's now consuming and using those resources. So I'm born year of the rat, and so for me, this is very much about decluttering, figuring out what's working, what do I want to take forward into the next 12-year cycle, because if I take something forward into that cycle, I pretty much have to do it for 12 more years. So what is it that's working for me and what is not? Okay, so for those of you born in the year of the ox, you're doing what we Western astrologers would call a sextile. That means there's a sign in between the annual sign and your sign. This is a great position for opportunities. So last year I talked a lot about you guys getting out of your rut, how, with ox, you have this focus of getting the job done. And so it was very much about doing new things and all that. And this year, you can more continue some of the great momentum that you've already gotten started. So you see, pig and ox are pretty compatible energies. So when we're in the year of the pig, you know, they're both kind of on the farm. They both they interact, but they don't really compete with each other for food. So there's much more of this ability that you're going to have this year, not only to find, you know, new jobs or find, you know, great relationships, but also that you'll get help doing that. You can get resources from other people or support from other people this year. And then in 2 years, in 2021, you'll start your 12-year cycle over again. So you're technically still in your winter into that seed planting. It's not a time where you're going to feel like you need to work that hard. You're more able to capitalize on things you've already gotten started. If you are doing the new things like I mentioned before, then those will take a little bit more work. But there's a lot that you're taking forward from things you already know how to do, and then applying that to the new things that you want to do. Okay, so for those of you who are tigers, you're doing some kind of challenging energy with the year of the pig. It's, you know, I say it's challenging. It is one where you're going to have to take a lot of action, which is no problem for Tiger whatsoever. You know, Tiger has kind of that dual nature of, you know, kind of resting under the tree, just relaxing, and then, you know, you see that delectable antelope go by, and then you charge forward with all that energy, and that is what's needed this year. Is there's a little bit more of taking action at a moment's notice. No trouble for Tiger whatsoever. The reason this energy is not so compatible for you is, you know, when you think of putting a pig and a tiger together, there's, you know, there could be some bloodshed. There could be some sort of, you know, squealing and difficulty, but you're the tiger in this case. So this is not so difficult for you. But more difficult for you when you want to go and get support or resources from other people. It'll almost feel like resources are running scared. So, you know, you might say that you are going to do a class, or that you need some help with a website or something like that, and all of a sudden everybody's super busy. They have all the stuff that they're doing themselves, and you just have to be okay with hearing those no's and going around those and finding other people to help you. So you can do this, no problem. Just keep this in mind. You know, you're going to hear some no's. Just move on past them, because in, you know, for tigers, in a pig year, you basically end up having all the bacon. So you're not going to have a problem if you take action and don't let a few no's stop you. Okay, that takes us to rabbit. Now, rabbit and pig energy, the pig energy for the year is very harmonious combination. So rabbits are sensitive, intuitive, they're very powerful. People don't recognize how powerful rabbit is, but, you know, rabbit accomplishes all of this while being this soft, cute little bunny. And so people really underestimate the power of rabbit. So in a pig year, you understand the energy. You're able to get resources and help when you need it. So all you need to do is put out into the world what it is that you're trying to attract. You know, are you wanting new jobs? Are you wanting new opportunities? Do you want a new relationship? Any of these things, you're going to find a whole army of people ready and willing to help you. So you are able to accomplish more on your goals this year than you have been on previous years. And this is really good. You know, when we go into 2020, you want to have a lot of things lined up, because 2020 is going to be a very busy year for you. There's going to be a lot of activity. So this year, it's much calmer energy. It's almost like when you pick up the phone, somebody is there with the answer. So the only thing you need to do is pick up that phone. You know, you just need to ask, and then the door will open. So, those of you who are born year of the dragon, this is actually kind of a challenging year for you. When we look at dragons and pigs on the wheel, from a Western astrology standpoint, this would be an inconjunct. An inconjunct is two signs that don't have anything in common. And it's true. There's very few combinations where you would have less in common with, or I should say, there's very few animals that you would have less in common with than the pig on the farm. You're a dragon. So, you know, you're flying high, you're able to be this huge force in nature, or when you're going, what the Chinese say, what the Chinese lore says is that when the dragon is flying, he's a cloud. When he lies down, he's a mountain range, and yet he can shrink down to the size of a silkworm. So very, very powerful energy that you have. And the energy of the year of the pig is more about staying home, eating some good food, hanging out with your friends, not doing much. So not only is this very counter to your adventurous energy, it also means that when you go and say, hey, I'm going to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro, or whatever it is you want to do, there's not going to be a lot of support or resources for you to get a hold of. Now, this doesn't mean you can't do it. You are completely capable of doing everything that you want to do on your own this year. But it's always easier if you have friends to back you up. And so you're going to have to make some adjustments and give some understanding to these people who are, basically the world that's operating on a different wavelength this year. So when you have your big projects, your creative projects, and everybody says, whoa, that's too much. I just don't know if I can even help you with that. It's way beyond my pay grade. You're going to have to make some adjustments, either in what it is that you're trying to accomplish, or looking at what they could help you with and saying, look, where I really need your help in specifically is this little tiny thing. And then you gather enough people and you're off to Kilimanjaro. So if you're born in the year of the snake and you've been reading anything about Chinese astrology, you're already noticing the trend, which says that this is your challenging year. When you do the opposite sign to your own, it is considered the most challenging because the entire world, everybody is focused on pig energy, so they're not looking at you. Now, of all the signs of the zodiac, snake has an advantage because snake is one of the most self-sufficient of the signs. So, and also snake doesn't mind doing things in the shadows. So therefore, when nobody's looking at you, you almost feel like, wow, I can get away with stuff. And so that's kind of the attitude that I want you to take this year, is while other people's back is turned, there's going to be a lot of opportunities left on the table, lots of money opportunities, even romance opportunities. And so when other people aren't really paying attention, you can go in and scoop up those opportunities. So it can mean anything from, somebody posts a job, but maybe the job posting got covered up by something, if it's on a bulletin board, or it got buried on a Saturday or something, but you happen to notice it. Go in and apply for that job because it's quite probable that other people have passed up that offering. Or by the same token, you might go out on a day that people don't normally go out to look for love. Maybe it's a Tuesday night, and maybe instead of going to a bar or something like that, you go to a hiking group, or you go to the local bookstore and read a magazine or something like that. But there you find your have people chatting you up, that they are interested in you, phone numbers get passed, all of this stuff. So snake has just as many opportunities as any other sign, but what you want to do is kind of be contrarian. You want to, when other people are jumping into a market or jumping into something, look for where people are ignoring that. If, for example, if you want to travel this year, don't go to the best, hottest destination. Go to that little out of the way place that nobody's talking about. The place that maybe is in some sort of recovery from something. Maybe they had economic troubles 5 years ago, or they had a disaster 5 years ago, or something like that, where you can be that person, that individual who's doing something that is opposite of what the crowd is doing. This is what's going to help you really prosper this year. So for those of you who are born in the year of the horse, this is might surprise you, but this is actually a challenging year for you. Even though the horse and the pig both live on the farmland, and you would think, might even be in side-by-side pens, the horse really wants to run free and wants to go have adventure and excitement. And pig really would like to just stay home and, watch Netflix and eat really some delicious food and, text friends and things like that. So what you might be finding, did I tell you guys I have a new cat? When we look at the wheel of the chart, horse energy and pig energy are doing what we Western astrologers call an inconjunct. That means you have nothing in common whatsoever. So, and that might surprise you because, like I said, all that thing about the farm and all that. But what this really means is you want to be out in the world, making new friends, having adventures, and what you're finding is that nobody wants to leave their house. So you're going to have to make adjustments. Well, thank goodness. Horse is so versatile, so agile that you are able to make adjustments very quickly. So let's say you invited a bunch of friends to go out to a new restaurant, try some new food, and at the last minute people are calling you up saying, oh, we can't go, it's too cold outside, or there's some rerun on TV they want to watch. Well, then maybe you're going to run over to that restaurant, get some takeout, and bring it to these people. Or perhaps you're going to just go to the restaurant on your own and meet some new people. If you're looking for a job change, if you're looking for any change whatsoever in your life, this is a fabulous year for that. But when you're looking to do your usual, and when you're looking to get connected to your regular friends, the ones who've been tried and true all this time, this is where you might find that you're hearing crickets on the phone and nobody's responding. So I don't want you to feel despondent about this. I want you to remember you can turn on a dime. You just need to adjust. What different thing can you do to make what you want have happen? Now, for those of you born in the year of the sheep or goat or ram, you guys are doing a fabulous year. The energy of pig is extremely harmonious to your own energy. You both can live on the farmland. You don't compete for food. You don't compete for space. And besides, a sheep or goat or ram are naturally intuitive, very sensitive to the energies, and this is perfect in a pig year because you're going to prosper because you can tell what people are thinking or feeling, and you'll be able to vocalize that, and then those people feel very understood, they feel nurtured, they feel that they've been listened to, and then they'll just open up every opportunity to you. So all you need to do is show up to whatever it is, that's show up for the job interview, or show up by posting your resume, your application, or show up to the venue where you want to meet somebody, or show up online by posting your profile on a dating site. All you need to do is show up, and then in the interaction, just trust yourself, trust your feeling and your guidance to tell you what to say to this person. And they will then offer you whatever resources they have that fit with what you're looking for. So this year you'll be able to get a new job if you want. You can stay where you are if you want and make your position more secure, again, by understanding maybe what the boss wants or what your coworkers want. You can improve your existing relationship by doing some active listening, or you can meet somebody new. So for those of you born in the year of the sheep, or goat, or ram, you have a lot of opportunities. What is important is not to sleep through this year, because this could be one of those easier years from you. You don't want to just blow it by napping and not taking the time to look at your goals and say, what sort of action can I do on these goals? So those of you who are born in the year of the monkey, this is a challenging year for you. Not that you're not up for a challenge. You know, clever monkey always loves to have some sort of puzzle to work out or some sort of challenge ahead so they can come up with a solution, save the day, all of that. You know, monkey is very inventive, very good at learning new skills. And these are the types of things you're going to need this year because to be honest, monkey and pig energy are very different energies. So your monkey is not generally part of the barnyard, and so this is almost unfamiliar energy to you. This is energy that, you know, is about staying at home, taking the easier route, about being very focused on a goal and only doing that thing. I mean, not deviating from a path until you finish something. This is not very monkey energy. Monkey is, you know, I'm going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You guys can be the kings of multitasking. This is a time where, with this energy, which, okay, now I'm talking in circles. Let me get to the point. I'm feeling the monkey here. By Western astrology standards, this is called a square. And a square means forced action. It means you have to take action towards your goals if you want to achieve something. And the action that you need to take is that you not only have to ask for what you want, you may have to give people solutions or ways to help you. You might have to basically take the person by the hand and show them a few times what you need to have done for them to do it to your liking and to do it to the speed that you want them to do it. And by the way, I should mention that too. Monkey energy is one of the fastest energies of the Chinese zodiac, and pig energy is one of the slowest. So things are not going to happen at the speed you're expecting. So you may want to go in there, you know, and basically, you know, talk to a person, set up the meeting, and then you might have to wait for a week for them to say okay to the meeting. So you need to have 2 or 3 or 4 things that you're doing all at once. Basically, you want to do what might be called placing little bets. So that means that, let's say you want a new job, you should probably go apply for a dozen jobs, because some of them are going to come through right away, but most of them are going to take weeks to come through. And so you want to have some of these job opportunities in your back pocket when the one you really want comes forward and says, we want you, but we want to negotiate. And you can say, well, all these other people want me. And then they say, oh, then we really want you too. You get the drift. So in addition, when it comes to relationships, you want to have some flexibility, especially in your current relationship. That means that your partner may be wanting to slow down in some way. Maybe you were on a trajectory to live together or get married, and now the other person is slowing down a bit. That is, of course, if they're not born in the year of the monkey too. Or you find that, you're out there dating, but you're getting, like people are postponing on you and things like that. So you're going to have to take more action, but you can absolutely be successful this year just by taking action. And, if if somebody needed a prescription for taking action, it's, who would do well? It would be Monkey. Monkey takes action very well. You guys are great at figuring out what needs to be done and getting it done in record time. So that's all you have to do. So those of you born in the year of the Rooster, you just had your year 2 years ago. So you're still in your seed planting time during this year of the pig, but you are starting to see some results from all the work you did over the last 2 years. That means that, when you have that first year, that seed planting year, which you had 2 years ago, it's almost like you're a farmer. You've got your tools, you got your seeds, but nothing's growing. And so you got to go out and plant the seeds. You have to tend them and harvest them. So you're here with your bag of seeds and you're already hungry. And that's where, what I mean is you're now in the 3rd year of your seed planting year. So you've got some sprouts going. Perhaps now you've fixated on a job that you want, or you have already achieved the job you want. Then this is just a time to start to build up skills and connections so that you get more and more opportunities as you get into your seed tending period and then into your harvest period. So for roosters, the opportunities will come in as you basically ask other people in the universe for those opportunities. From a Western astrology perspective, roosters are doing the sextile. That is that you're 60 degrees away from pig energy, or there's easier way to look at it is there's one sign between you and the year that we're experiencing. And that energy is one of, if you take action, opportunity opens up. So all you need to do is ask, and you're going to find many people who are open to giving you what you want, being open to, or they will have the resources that you need. But also in addition, if you get a door closed in your face, if you knock on a door and it just does not open, that's the universe telling you that's not the right door. Keep looking. So because you're still in your seed planting year, you're going to notice that some of the seeds you plant don't sprout. And that is that you've either planted the seed in the wrong place, or you need to plant a different seed. So in the case of a relationship, maybe you're after, you really like this one person, but you're not getting any response. Well, this is an example of planting the seed in the wrong place. You have a lot of love to give, but you're putting your attention and energy into a person or situation where they're either not willing or not able to return that love. And so it's time to go plant your seeds elsewhere. So, and now that I think about that metaphor, yeah, okay, I'm not going to think about that metaphor. So anyway, it's really very positive energy for you this year. So you're going to have a good time. So for those of you born in the year of the dog, last year, 2018 was your year. That was the first year of your 12-year cycle. That was your Jupiter return. And that was probably a hard year. I talk about the wheel of the Chinese zodiac in terms of a farmer who's out there farming and planting seeds and harvesting and all that. So you were in the first year of your seed planting year, and that can be a very challenging year because that's a year where you want everything new. You're starting off fresh, but you're hungry and you want to eat something, but nothing's growing yet. And so you're out there planting and trying to figure out, well, what's working, what's not. It might be that you went into a new career or a new job. If you're in an existing relationship, maybe you guys moved to a new location where you may have less family support or less friendship support. You might have left a relationship, or you might be in a brand new relationship. So it's a lot of this energy of, I'm not sure what works, I'm not sure what I like yet. And so you're basically this year, you're going to spend the time looking at the landscape and saying what is working. So it would be wise for you guys to sit down and actually write out a list of what's working in your life. You know, what if you started new over the last year? What's working, what's not working, what needs to be let go of. In addition, if you are still carrying around a lot of stuff from that last 12-year cycle, if you've been meaning to declutter and haven't gotten to it, you only have basically this next year and a little bit of the year following to get rid of that old energy. Otherwise, you're going to be carrying it around for another 12 years. So it's really important to look at what you want to keep and really do more of that, rather than trying to maintain everything. So if something hasn't worked for years, it is time to let it go. Now, the energy overall is what we call in Western astrology a semi-sextile. And this is a slightly irritating, though opportunity-filled time for you. So because in the way the sextiles work, semi-sextile is working, you are actually looking at the pig sign. So in the way the wheel goes around, yeah, that was correct. In the way the wheel goes around, you are looking at the pig sign. So you're a more intuitive. Yeah, that was my cat again. You're more intuitive and able to understand the energies more so than most people. So you can see opportunities from a longer distance. You can see what people are going to be investing in. You're going to see what kind of jobs are going to be available. You're going to see when there's opportunities for romance. So you just need to keep your eyes and ears open, which of course dog does very well. Now, in addition, there is some compatibility with pig energy in that, you know, the dog could be on the farm and the pig is definitely on the farm, but there's a little bit more of that kind of chasing, you know, you're trying to herd the pigs and all that, and pigs don't really want to be herded. And so you might feel that, you know, like some of your friends don't need you or they don't have time for you. And this is where you'll need to make some adjustments. You'll need to maybe adjust your schedule, or you might, you know, have to say, well, I guess I won't see that friend as often this year, but by next year that friendship could come back and be stronger than ever. So there's going to be some little irritations for you, but by and large, you have all the skills to make this a very prosperous, happy year. For those of you born in the year of the pig, congratulations, this is your year. So this is the first year of your 12-year cycle. It is your Jupiter return, which in Western astrology terms, Jupiter is the planet of luck and knowledge and wisdom. It's the largest planet in the solar system. It is named for Zeus and Jupiter, the king of the gods. So it is a time of great luck and opportunity. Now, that said, you are running around thinking that everything that you had in the past, you don't want anymore. You are done with jobs that don't pay you well. You're done with coworkers who don't treat you right. You're done with relationships that aren't working. Everything, we could just go down the list. Anything that's not working in your life, you're done with. You are not wanting to have this going forward. And so this is kind of a period of time where if you didn't clean out things last year, this is a time to really declutter, not just things, but also the people who are not being supportive, not being kind to you, not giving you opportunities when you're showing up with skills and a willingness to do the job. So this is a time where if you've been knocking on some doors for the last few years, like, you know, maybe you've been trying to do a project, maybe you've been trying to write a book for years. This is not the year to try to continue that. Just put it aside or even just dump it. And I know that sounds harsh, but this is a new 12-year cycle. And so what you would create this year, I can tell you, you would be able to create from scratch more than all the years put together you've been working on that project, because you have now fresh energy. So it is okay to let go of stuff that has been giving you mediocre results or things that you just haven't been able to pull together. This is the year to say, you know what, I'm doing all new stuff. Now, this can be challenging because when you're doing all new stuff, everything is new. It's a big learning curve. And so that's why sometimes when people are doing their own year, their big year, they come out of it and go, whew, that was a challenge. But this is a challenge, one, that you're welcoming now because you do want really great things in your life, which means you have to get rid of the old things. But in addition, pig energy is very strong about connecting to others. So you're not doing this alone. The entire world is doing pig energy, and it will be very supportive when you, born in the year of the pig, want to go do something new, when you want to start new projects, when you want to really go in a new direction. Your friends will support you, even family members will support you. And if they don't, then either recognize that, one, they may have a point, maybe the direction that you're heading in is not correct for you, and they have some insight, and so sit down with them instead of just saying, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Say, okay, why? Why would they say that? Is there something about me that they are seeing, or is this, I'm just tapping into their own fears? So because they may have some insight into how you could do what it is you want differently, where you would make much more progress. And then consider that, when you're out there planting these seeds, you want to try a lot of new things. So pig energy, one of the challenges for you guys is that you very much fixate on a goal, and you will do that with this perseverance that no other sign has. And that may or may not be helpful at this time. So, in some ways that can be helpful, but in a seed planting year, you want to plant a lot of seeds. So if you're fixated on one goal, you want to plant a lot of seeds for that goal, maybe in a lot of areas. So let's say you wanted to go in for acting. Well, then there is acting in films, there's commercials, there's background work, there's plays, there's improv, but there's also having your own YouTube channel, maybe doing industrial videos for other people. Maybe you need to write scripts, maybe you need to teach acting. I'm sure I could come up with a few more. So it's looking at planting a lot of seeds that may not just be, I want to be this person on this TV show. It is about, expanding that idea. In addition, you're highly intuitive, very, very psychic, and this allows you to tap into the needs and desires of other people, which at that point you can collaborate. You can say, hey, I need this, you need that. So you are able, as a pig native, to establish a rapport with other people more quickly, especially this year. So while there are some challenges and maybe even a feeling like you're losing something because, maybe you've been working on some big project for years and years, it's just not happening, and here I am telling you, you probably should let it go. But when you let it go, the amount of space in your life and energy in your life that you're going to then gain is amazing. Well, that's it. If you made it through this video, thank you so much. I think that either means that you're either very supportive of me, which of course, thank you so much, or you have a lot of friends, which is also amazing. I just wanted to say that my new book, Chinese Astrology 2019, Year of the Earth Pig, is available on Amazon as a pre-sale right now at the time of doing this video. I'm going to put a link below to my classes. I usually only teach 1 or 2 classes a month, but I've switched to webinar classes, so more and more people can come to those. I'll put a link to my blog down below. And I think that's everything. Check out my channel for Feng Shui tips and astrology and all that. If you guys do have any comments or there's other things that you'd like me to talk about, please leave me a comment. It's you know, it's a small channel, so I answer comments, and so I love to hear from you guys. And that's it. So you guys have an amazing day. Go out there, take risks, do things that are in line with your goals, and you will find that the universe opens amazing doors for you.